Hello, hello. Hey, Bo, if you're still here. Hey, lurkers. Finally on the big one. Hopefully we'll get a good turnout tonight. Of course, even if we only have 4 people on, I can't put it off any longer, so it's happening. Give it a few minutes. Hopefully we'll get some more people in. Hey, Westside. So I'm thinking of actually investing in a professional streaming software, getting away from OBS. So if anybody has any suggestions, if you know of any that are really good, let me know. Oh, nice. I got a 64. Awesome. See, you did pretty good on those. It's because they got a little anal on the buffalo nickel. I think that buffalo nickel was just one of those times if it depends on what person you get grading it. I mean, it does happen. It's, grading is subjective, so depending on who you get, you could get a point lower or a point higher. Depending on if they're having a bad day. That's why there's the other programs like the CAC program and the Photo Seal program. The typeset display board, the big one. Yeah, I've still got it. $20 if you want it. Granted, I am pretty sure that will put you in like the big game board box, so you'd be the equivalent of a large flat rate. I don't think that'll fit in a standard rectangle or a square one. So I think you'd be in the big long box. That'd be the 23 for shipping. It's the equivalent of a large flat rate. But you're already in a small, so all your stuff from your small flat rate would be able to, easily get put in there as well. Send you some pics of it. Talk about of the typeset board. Yeah, just send me an email to remind me. Not a problem. It's an awesome board. I think it's got slots for everything. Yeah, I sent you your tracking. Look at your email. Well, I got the labels on them. They're actually going out tomorrow, so it's not. It's gonna say have not received package yet, but your tracking is in your email. They'll be going out tomorrow morning. What up, Sandigger? All good. Yeah, it's the one I mailed out last week. And then on our Facebook, it has the updated version of it without pre-sales. So if you still have the email I sent out last week for the consignment sale, it'll actually say consignment sale on the subject. That's the list for tonight. It's all the world silver. But yeah, so my hope soon is to finally, I know it's going to take some time to save up the money for it, but I'm hoping to finally get this freaking computer replaced. And then I want to invest in some actual professional streaming software instead of OBS to see if that'll help with my camera issues. Because that's getting annoying. And then it took me probably 40 minutes today to get YouTube to let me change the name of the stream. So YouTube needs to get that figured out. All right, I got 6 people on right now. I'm gonna give it like 4 more minutes. Hopefully we'll get some more people on. And then we will get started. There's some awesome stuff coming tonight. You guys are gonna love this little show. Yeah, I've seen them on here every now and again. That's the biggest thing, honestly, right now that's been holding up doing all the extra streams has been issues with YouTube and issues with the computer and issues with OBS. If I can get all that cleared up, I'll be able to actually start getting more stuff done that I've been wanting to do. We'll give about 2 more minutes and then we'll get the beginning stuff out the way. And hopefully as we go, we'll get some more people on. Got one side right now showing, no, now they're both showing 6. Yeah, still showing 6. All right. So I know Bo, West Side, and Sand Digger, and then 3 lurkers. Hey, Doug. Hoping Richard will pop in tonight because there's some stuff on here he'd love. All right, for anybody new, payments made via PayPal. Use cheapskatecoins@gmail.com and use goods and services only, please. We also have Cash App using the same email, cheapskatecoins@gmail.com. If you use Cash App, it will say Louis Kachera. That's me. You are in the right place. Shipping is $6 to $23. $6 being a little purple bubble mailer, $23 being a large flat rate box. If you want your package sent registered, there is an additional $35 charge on top of that. And it's the only way you can ship or insure coins all the way through the mail. And keep in mind, if you do registered, you will have to sign for it on the other end. If you're new, you can't get stuff tonight. You just have to send us an email by the end of the night. The email has to have your personal info, shipping info, channel name, which payment method you're going to use, and what email you use for that payment method for invoicing purposes. If we don't get that email by the end of the night, you will not get anything, and we never ship without payment. As always, make sure you guys check down in the description below for all of our other policies, such as we do not ship international. And here's our Facebook link. If you're on Facebook, go give us a follow. Tonight's lot list is on there. It is the top post. We also have a mailing list. If you want to be on the mailing list, shoot me an email, cheapskatecoins@gmail.com, and say, add me to the mailing list. If you're on the mailing list, you will get the lot list a few days before every sale. As soon as that lot list hits your email, you have the ability to pre-purchase items. It is first come, first served, just like our streams. So if you want something, don't wait, jump on it. And you will not be charged for pre-sale items until the night of the stream when I invoice everybody all at once. And then, of course, when I put the lot list up the day of the sale on Facebook, anything that was sold in pre-purchase has been removed. So what's on that list is what is available. And the only other thing I really use the mailing list for is just like if, you know, a schedule change happens, we have to postpone or whatever, then I let everybody on the mailing list know. All right, so just a reminder. This is a consignment sale. This is part one of a two-part, at least a two-part consignment sale. So I do not own any of these items. The prices are set by the owner. There are a couple of things that I am allowed to have some wiggle on. So you can ask. Worst I could say is I can't change that one. Hey, Hidden. You are allowed to make payments on items from this sale, and they can go as far as 4 weeks. So if you pick up a bunch of stuff tonight and you need to make payments, you will have until, today is the 30th, so 1, 2, 3, you'll have until the Thursday the 27th of June. It would have to be paid off by. So if you do pick up a bunch of stuff and you decide you're making some payments, just make sure you let me know so I can make a note of it. Let me know how many payments you're breaking it up into. All right, let's kick this thing off. All right, the Turks and Caicos coin went in pre-sale, so we are starting off with the 1986 2-coin set from the Marshall Islands. So 1986, it's the $1 and the $1/2. The $1 is 1 ounce pure silver. The $1/2 is a 1/2 ounce. It does come in the original box, in the clamshell, and you do get the certificate of authenticity. So that's the $1. That's the $1/2. One and a half ounces of pure 3/9 fine silver. Get out of there. The set's going for $60. And there are 10,000 of each of these minted. And it is serial numbered. This set is set number 3939. So only 10,000 of these ever made. Anybody? All right, moving on. I'm actually surprised nobody got that. Alright, next up. Keep in mind, if you want something, you got to get them tonight. They're going back to the owner. Next up is a 1973 Canada case set. Does come in the original box. Does come with the insert. Inside that, for anybody who's never seen a case set, comes in the cool bound case. And you pop that. And there is your set. That one is the 50-cent or the 50% silver dollar. Anybody? And of course, you got your nickel, your quarter, your $50, dime, penny, and then your non-silver dollar. So you got the clad and the silver. All right, moving on. All right, next up is 1973 British Virgin Islands proof set in the original case. Comes with the certificate of authenticity. Comes with some other paperwork in it. So that is the silver coin out of this set. I don't think this actually has the breakdown piece thing on it that some of them have. No, it doesn't. Anybody? Does that have a thing on it? No, it doesn't. That'd be way too easy. Let me flip that one real quick so you can see the other side. So that's the dollar coin. With the birds. That one is, let me look it up real quick. I want to make sure I give you the right percentage. All right, this one is, as soon as it loads, 925 sterling silver. Melt value is $23.84 on that coin. It is 0.7643 ounce assayed silver weight. So $30 price tag for the whole set, 23.5 bucks melt just for that one. That's your 50 cent, 25 cent, all right, moving on. Apparently nobody wants sets tonight, huh? All right, next up, I don't know how many of these you're ever going to have an opportunity to get your hands on. 1972 Jamaica proof set in original case with certificate. 3,232 of these sets were made. That is how rare these are. There's the certificate. $5 coin of sterling silver. Certificate of authenticity. And there is your set, still sealed in the internal plastic. If you lift that up, it's all still sealed inside of that. So that is your big silver coin right there. Anybody? These are some rare coins. All right, moving on. And then next up is the 74 proof set. Back in your spot. One second. All right. There's your set information. So in this one, you have two silver. You might actually have three silver coins. I know this one and this one are both silver. And I think that one might be as well. I'm amazed nobody's picked up a single one of these yet. There's Captain Morgan. All right, moving on. If you guys are hoping for cheap coins tonight, you're out of luck. Pretty much everything in the sale tonight is higher end stuff. Just FYI. All right, next up is the 1973 Barbados proof set in original case. And again, going for 70 bucks. And this one again, I believe there's that one, I know are silver. And I believe that one is as well. Oh, coming in late for that Virgin Island set. You got it, sir. Get my hand on home row. There we go. I gotta find it again. Is that this one? Yeah. Yes, sir. All right, anybody on this one? The Barbados. Here, give me a sec. I'll give you a breakdown on these. All right, so the $10 coin. 925 sterling silver melt value right now is $39.19. So just over 35 bucks in melt just for that coin. The $5 coin is 80% silver and has a current melt value of $24.97. So that's already 59 bucks in melt with those two coins. And then the $2 is not. Okay. So it's just the two. It's this one and this one. At basically 60 bucks in melt just for these two coins. All right, moving on. Alright, and then the next one, there are 2 available. The 74 Jamaica, you got it, sir. Yeah, the Jamaica and the Barbados both have a lot of silver in them. As does the next 2. 1982 Bahamas. Both of these are in the original cases. They're $70 each. Here's your breakdown. So 2 of these sets available at $70 each. Not as much silver in these, but these are low mintage. So let me see real quick. 1982, $5 Bahamas. So the $5 coin is $21.14 in melt. And this set, there was 1,000, I forgot to put it on there, 1,217 were minted. So there you go, 1,217 of these sets ever made. And then I'd made a note on it. The total list value for this set is $90. But, all right, moving on. So that does it for the sets. That's all the sets. All right, next up. 2 of these available. 1972 $25 Cayman Islands. These are 925 sterling silver Jim BUs. Still in the original packaging. These are $60 each. So melt value on these are 925 sterling. Melt value right now on these, $47.69. These are 1.5271 ounces of silver weight. So these are going for 12 bucks and change over melt. And there was only 186,000 of these ever made. Anybody? All right, moving on. All right, next up, we're doing Britain coins. The 1839 3 pence went in pre-sale. So we were kicking out Britain with the 1842 6 pence. 925 sterling silver in good. 602,000 minted. 15 bucks. Anybody? All right, moving on. Next up, 1819 shilling. 925 sterling silver in good, 15 bucks. There's a Britain coin design you don't see all that often. That coin's over 200 years old. As of right now, it's 225 years old. Man, nobody. All right. Just keep in mind, you guys are not going to get another shot of these. They're going back to the owner. 1819 going to Moose Socks. Kratzer. And remember, if needed, you can make payments up to 4 weeks. If you're not wanting to have to let stuff get away. I just remember, 1 second, I gotta pull a set out. I forgot to go back and do that. There it is. All right. Next up, 1859 shilling. Sterling silver, good, $10. Heck yeah, $225 coin for $15. Why not? All right, moving on to the 1895 shilling. This one's in a VG for 12. Moving on to the 1817 half crown. Sterling silver in good, $25. This is the first ever George III half crown I've ever had come across this desk. This one is 227 years old. Go to MJ. You don't have to think anymore, Westside. All right, next up. $1825 half crown. Sterling silver in a good. Does have a little bit of dings on the front. which is why it's only 18 bucks. Ooh, that sucks. Are you in the zone that's been having all those tornadoes lately? Going to MJ. All right, last coin from Britain. 1874 half crown. Sterling silver, good, 30 bucks. Yeah, that sucks. All right, moving on. If anybody decides you want any of that Britain, let me know by the end of the night. All right, next up, this is another rare one at only 3,000 minted. This is the 1980 10 Tala. Olympic coin from the Samoa Islands, 50% silver proof, 30 bucks. Only 3,000 of these exist, or have ever existed. A bunch of them probably have melted down, honestly. The rule of thumb is pretty much figure that 80% of them have been melted. Yeah, they could do a lot better in Tornado Alley if they would ever start building tornado-proof homes. Which I could show them how to do if anybody ever wants to listen. Alright, moving on. Alright, next up we got two individual coins from the Bahamas. First one is 1973 $1. 80% silver, proof decam, 10,000 of these minted. So figure about 2,000 of them are left. The rest have been melted down. $22. All right, moving on. The 1981 $10. This one's 925 sterling silver. 39,000 minted, 35 bucks. All right, moving on. All right, next up we have one coin from Belgium. It is a 1950 100 francs. 83.5% silver, AU, 20 bucks. No idea who those guys are. I'm assuming somebody important in Belgium. All right, moving on. You guys might have noticed I'm not spending too much time on any single coin, just because we got a lot to get to. So if you decide there was a coin that hit that you wanted, just let me know when you figure it out. Throw it up in chat like you always do. All right, next up is Canada. Kicking off with a 1919 50 cent. Sterling silver VG, 20 bucks. King George the Older. All right, moving on to the 1939 dollar. This one's an EF tone, 24 bucks. Kellen is taking the $50. You got it, sir. All right, moving on. To the 1949. 80% silver BU. 672,218 minted. Going for 30 bucks. The cool sailboat dollar. I'm actually surprised nobody wanted that. All right, moving on. To the 1953, this is the no shoulder fold. 80% silver, extremely fine, 24 bucks. And then both the death dollars went in pre-sale. If anybody was hoping for those, they're already gone. Those are the two first items that went. Well, except for the 8 real. The 8 real was the first one that went, and then it was the two death dollars. All right, moving on. Next up is 1959. BU 25 bucks. That's almost a proof like. All right, moving on. To the 1960 BU 25 bucks. Moose Socks, been in the 49. You got it, sir. Doug coming in to bid in the 39. You got it, sir. All right, moving on. All right, and then the last of the Canada dollars is the 61. The rest of them went in pre-sale. BU 25 bucks. Anybody? All right, moving on. If anybody decides you want the rest of that Canada, let me know by the end of the night. All right, next up, one coin from Germany. 1939B, 5 marks, Hindenburg. 90% silver EF, 22 bucks. So Third Reich era coinage. moving on to Panama. Kicking off is 1947 quarter Balboa at 700,000 minted. This one's in a VF, 12 bucks. 90% silver. Panama is a collection I absolutely will build someday. All right, moving on. To the 1930 half Balboa. Oh, quarter Balboa going to Doug. You got it, sir. Again, 90% silver. This one is VF. 300,000 of these were minted. Going for 20 bucks. Yeah, building a Panama collection is that's where the big boys play. All right, moving on to the 1933 half Balboa. 120,000 minted. In a VF, 35 bucks. All right, moving on to the 1953. This one is BU Proof-like. 600,000 minted, 45 bucks. Well, okay, now you're getting into coins that either you just can't own or you're looking at having to be a billionaire. moving on. I remember back in the day, we could not keep a Balboa in. Anything from Panama was just gone. All right, next up, there are 3 of these available, but they're all different grades. These are the 1947 1 Balboa. There's a VF at 28 bucks. An EF at 38 bucks. And an AU at 40 bucks. 500,000 of these were ever made. Here's the VF. This is the $28 one. Here is the EF. This is the $38 one. And then here is the AU. That's the $40 one. Anybody? All right, moving on. All right, 53 went in pre-sales, so we are now on to the... We got 2 of these available. These are the 1970s. Wait, is it? Yeah. These are 1975 Balboa BU. 40 bucks each. Hey, Otis. All right, moving on. And the 72 seems to be missing, so I'm going to have to figure out what happened to that. For the 5 Balboa. So that brings us to the big boys. $1972 20 Balboa. 925 sterling silver, just shy of 4 ounces of silver in these things. Jimby U. 37,000 minted, 190 bucks. If anybody's never seen one of these in person, these are big coins. I think melt alone on these things is like, what, 130 or something right now? Let me see real quick. Current melt on a 20 Balboa. Okay, not quite that high. $119.36. Just the silver melt. All right. Moving on. I'm actually surprised nobody grabbed that. And the final coin from Panama. 1973 20 Balboa. Proof. This one comes in the original box. It's already got the big airtight. And again, 190 bucks. All right, so this is one deal I was allowed to make. I specifically asked if I could do this. And he said yes. If anybody wants both, I have been given permission. $320 for both. That knocks $60 off the top. Makes them $160 each. $73 proof and $72 BU. All right, last call, and then we're going to move on. All right, moving on. All right. Next up, we got one coin from Australia. $1943 S shilling. 925 sterling EF, $6. And those, by the way, were the most expensive items on the list. Alright, moving on. To Switzerland. Kicking off Switzerland is 1920 half franc. This one's in a fine. Over $6. 83.5% silver. Alright, moving on. To 1933, 5 francs. EF, $18. Alright, moving on. To the 1948, 5 francs. BU, $20. Yes. There is edge lettering on this one. Hey, there you go. Thank you, Hidden. On the west side. Alright, and then the last coin from Switzerland. 1949, 5 franc. BU toned. 407,000 of these minted. Going for $65. That's album toning. That thing has definitely spent time in an album. After the 20 Balboas from Panama, this one was the next most expensive coin left on the list. Then there's one more coming up. That's 60 bucks, and then everything else after that is 45 and lower. All right, moving on. Next up, I had one of these in my last sale. I don't know if it was the same year or not. 1964 30 drachma Greece Gem BU. 22 bucks. I think it was the same year. And down to 6 people. All right, moving on. To Israel. All right, kicking off Israel. 1987, 1 new shekel. 8,196 of these that were minted. You can't really see it on the camera, but the toning on it is rainbow toning. It's like different colors. $85 silver at 40 bucks. All right, moving on to 1965 5 lyric. This one is 925 sterling silver proof, 7,537 minted at 45 bucks. Moving on. Next one is, there are 4 available. These are 1967 10 lyrics. They're all Gem BUs, 90% silver, 35 bucks each. Anybody? And of course, on that coin is the depiction of the Wailing Wall. Oh yeah, these coins look awesome. And they're pretty thick, actually. They've got some edge detail, too. Might actually be edge lettering. Alright, moving on. Yeah, this one is concave. That goes in like a little bowl. Alright. Next up, one coin from Sweden. For the maybe 2 people that we have that actually collect Sweden. 1918, 1 krona. 80% silver, fine, $15. Anybody? Alright, moving on. Alright, I need to take a quick restroom break. Don't go anywhere. We still got Mexico, France, Austria, Spain, Norway, Peru, Cuba, Uganda, Bermuda, Japan, Venezuela, New Zealand, USA, Philippines. So stick around. There's a lot of awesome stuff still to come. I will be right back. I have really got to use the bathroom real fast. All right, sorry about that. Wait. All right, Mexico. All right, so as I said, the 8 real did go in pre-sale. I say go with the low end. They're easier to replace. That's just my opinion. All right, kicking off 1920, 20 centavo. 72% silver VF. $6. That's usually how it goes. But yeah, if you have to sell off, you know, it's usually better to sell off with the ones you can easily replace. Oh, dude, it kills me every time we have to sell our collection to you guys. I hate having to do it, but coin collection doesn't do me any good if we don't have anywhere to live, right? All right, moving on. Next up, this is a very awesome coin for how cheap it is. 1951, 25 centavo, 30% silver, BU, $4. That is a good looking coin. For only $4. It's actually pretty rare I come across these and they're actually BUs. Go to Doug. Usually you're like VF or EFs. Next up. $19.56. 10 pesos. 90% silver, extremely fine, $32. One of the few more modern 90% silver coins that Mexico put out. I think it'd be crazy like how America's doing the thing with the Morgans and the peace dollars. It'd be crazy if Mexico decided to do that and like redo the 8 real design. Like, they couldn't call it an 8 real, but I mean, I guess they could if it was just a silver round. All right, moving on to 1968 25 peso BU. $25. 72% silver. I think it's pretty much proof like. And just a reminder to everybody, you guys can make payments up to 4 weeks. And all of this stuff is going back to the owner. Like, anytime I have the ability, if there's like some really good stuff, I'll try and buy it for my inventory after the sale, but like, 95% of what doesn't sell is going back to the owner. All right, moving on. And the last of Mexico, there are 2 available. 1978, 100 pesos, both BUs. 25 bucks each. Anybody? All right, moving on. All right, next up, we got 1 coin from France. 1962, 5 francs. 83.5% silver, AU. 15 bucks. Ooh, glare. God. See if that helps. Turn the light down a bit. All right, moving on to Austria, home of the oldest continuously running mint in the world. Kicking off with 1956, 25 shilling. BU, 18 bucks. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. That's a coin that I just love that design. I think it's awesome. Mozart. Thinking since I'm having issues with the top cam again, I think I'm going to see about switching back to my manual focus overhead and see if I can get it working again. Because I know these sometimes probably look a bit blurry to you guys. That's just because the camera doesn't want to focus right. All right, moving on to the 1966 50 shilling. BU toned. 24 bucks. 90% silver. It's got that same awesome design. That is a gorgeous coin. If I can afford it, if this doesn't go, I might try and buy it for me. I know it's a tough sale, huh? Told you guys, there's a lot of really good stuff in this sale. And I know Westside right now, you're looking at a beautiful toner and you're like, oh my God. That would have been funny to see. All right, moving on. All right, and then last for Austria, there are 5 of these available. These are the 1780 Sailor Restrike. 83.5% silver BU, 25 bucks each. Here's number 1. So you know when it says 1780X, that's the restrike here. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. And number 5. That one's got a cool gold patina on it. And it's a proof like. Actually, that is a proof. That one's a proof. So 4 BUs and 1 proof. Aha. Anybody? Hey, for what it's worth, it hurts me that you guys can't buy all these too. These sales are actually from one of our dealers that we get a lot of our stuff from. That because we've been in hard times lately, we've built up some debt with them, and this is me working it off. So yeah, none of this is going in my pocket. It's all going to him. All right, moving on. I'm just glad he lets me do this. That he'll let me work off debt with him by selling his stuff. All right, next up, one coin from Spain. And it is a 1966 100 peseta. 80% silver AU, 15 bucks. Oh, I'm sure a number of you probably wish you could buy 75% of the lists I put out. But I get it. Money's limited. I totally understand. All right, moving on to Norway, Viking country. 1970, 25 kroner, 87.5% silver, GMBU. One of the weirder percentages of silver out there. 32 bucks. Is it? That is a cool coin. All right, moving on to the 1982 100 kroner. This one is 925 sterling silver GMBU. Only 800,000 minted at 30 bucks. I'm not sure which way is. There we go. That's up. Like the next coin coming up, God, I wish I could buy it. I would really love to just buy it for me. All right, moving on. Because I really like these coins. 1869, one Sol Peru. 90% silver BU, 60 bucks. That's an awesome coin. And it does have that one little ding right there, which is why I only put it, or we only have it at 60 bucks. He wanted more for it, and I was like, yeah, no, that's got a ding on it. I can do it for 60. He was like, all right. So luckily for you guys, I spotted that out. But yeah, if I could afford it, yeah, that would be mine. Absolutely. Man, nobody. I get Finland every now and again. They just go quick. All right, moving on. To Cuba. Kicking off Cuba tonight. 1952. 10 centavos. 90% silver BU. That is a good looking coin. Only $12 for this one. I already beat you to it, Westside. Going to Westside. Kratzer. Next up, there are two available. $19.15 course reads. 20 centavos, 90% silver. They're both AUs and they're $20 each. Anybody? All right, moving on. To 1948, 20 centavos. 90% silver, AU, $8. This is the last one from Cuba. The 40 centavo went in pre-sale. All right, moving on. Next up, one coin from Uganda. 1981, 100 shillings. 925 sterling silver proof decam, 40 bucks. All right, moving on. I think we sold what, maybe like 10 lots so far tonight? $1964, 1 crown. Bermuda. 50% silver BU, 470,000 minted. 22 bucks. Oh, no, I just counted 12 lots so far. Out of this entire stream. All right, moving on. To the 1994 $2. 925 sterling silver proof decam, 10,000 mintage. 40 bucks. All right, moving on. All right, Russia one went in pre-sale. So we're on to Japan now. There are 3 coins. They're the same coin. There's 3 available. 1964 100 yen. 925 sterling silver BUs, 38 bucks each. Mount Fuji. Anybody? Oh, these are 1,000 yen, not 100 yen. I typoed. My bad. These are 1,000 yen, not 100 yens. Oh, let me fix that real quick. There we go. Now it's right. I had it written on them right. All right, moving on. Next up, got 2 coins from Venezuela. 1936 5 bolivars. 90% silver VF, 25 bucks. Indeed. All right, moving on. And then 1981 100 Bolivar. 83.5% silver, proof decam, 28 bucks. We only got 2 coins left. All right, moving on. All right, 1 coin from New Zealand. 1936 3 pence. 50% silver EF, 7 bucks. I personally probably would have put that as an AU, but he said EF. What do you guys think? Yeah, that's an AU. He undergraded this thing. There's not a lot of wear on there. But you could be right. But alright, moving on. Last coin. $1908 peso, USA, Philippines. 80% silver, VF, 35 bucks. All right. Is there anything anybody wanted to revisit? Doug Bennon, the 5 Boulevard. Let me find it again. There it is. You got it. I just got to dig it out again. Where is it? There it is. Nope. Not it. Aha, there it is. All right, anything else for anybody else? We got a lot of stuff available. That was only the 13th lot that went tonight. So we got most of the big sets available. Most of the Old Britain. Bunch of Canada. Almost all the Panama. Including both of the 20 Balboas. Even with the deal that I got him to let me do. Amazingly, nobody took the deal. Switzerland, pretty much, yeah, all of the Israel. The Greece. Yep. I got you, Doug. Most of the Mexico, all the Austria is still available. Spain, Norway, Peru. A lot of the Cuba. Both Bermudas. Last call for everything. All right, guys, I'm getting out of here then. I will have Monday's lot list out probably on Saturday. So I will, or Tuesday's lot list rather. So I will see you guys all on Tuesday. Everybody have a great night.